In the bottom left, in the teal, he is
Samsung Galaxy Can Solar, 강민수.
Get some of the duck lips going on there.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit of duck lips, duck lippage.
Yeah.
Bang.
Oh, look at that
There
smile.
it is.
It's doing it.
There it is, man. In the upper left, we have our Protoss in the red. He is
SK Telecom T1 Paralyze, 정경두.
Paralyze a status update for or status for many RPGs. Can't move.
Thanks, Wolf.
I don't remember if it's PRZ or PLZ in most games, the abbreviation, but like
PRZ, I think
it's PRZ.
I haven't
PLZ
played any.
is please, like.
I haven't played any RPGs in a while. Ertos is just playing one on his Nintendo DS.
Yeah, I played the same one as him, actually.
Is it good? Is
yeah,
it worth it?
It's really hard, actually, because I set mine to hard mode. We're talking about SMT4, for those of you guys wondering. But yeah, it's a really fun game. I played the Mother series recently. I'm actually playing the NES game right now. It's such an old RPG that you're like.
Oh, that's old.
It's from 1989.
What is that on emulator on your PC or what?
On my phone.
Okay.
There's actually like a GBA version that has like Mother 1 and Mother 2, and like I already beat Mother 2 a long time ago, so I'm like playing Mother 1 on the GBA version, so I'm using a Game Boy emulator. But like that game is old, a lot of grinding, but still feels very Mother-esque. And Mother is of course the game series that Earthbound is from. If you're a Smash Brothers person,
with Ness,
Ness, yeah. Lucas is from Mother 3. Mother 3 had like one of the best endings of an RPG I've had since like Golden Sun, so I highly recommend playing it if you like RPGs. It's translated to English, even though it was never released in America. You can find that. There's like a fan-made Mother 4.
I'm trying to think of what the last RPG, like hardcore, just like Japanese RPG that I played through.
I mean, it was probably a Final Fantasy game, I would guess.
Well, I got Final Fantasy 13, and then I was just like, I didn't like it.
I don't really like the new Final Fantasy games that much.
I don't care for them. I don't know what the deal is with the storylines in those. Is I feel like they're too recycled or something. Especially if you're playing it, in an English version of the game, they don't quite translate. Getting good game translation is actually pretty hard.
It's really hard,
and especially when you're translating something as complicated as like a Final Fantasy storyline, you could see that it's not quite coming across the way it's supposed to. Sometimes you see the dialogue in it, you can see it's like somebody who spoke Japanese and English translated it, but didn't quite understand the universe as well.
Right.
This is why I think Metal Gear Solid was so enormously successful, is despite it, having an incredibly complicated storyline, it's translated so perfectly across to the audience that's
why Earthbound captivated me, because the localization was so good. It's supposed to take place in an American town.
Another Japanese game that actually had a great localization was the Mario RPG series.
Oh yeah,
because you got to think Mario is a guy that never talks.
Yeah,
and even a lot of the other games, like when Mario says something, you just are gonna like, he's
like ah,
yeah,
that's like his way he conveys the entire story.
But then you see like the dialogue, and the dialogue's so cute.
Yeah.
It's like totally, I guess, like
Superstar Saga was great for that, as well as Super Mario RPG, Paper Mario. Oh, we finally have the Stargate coming down here, so no surprises so far in this game.
Yeah, everything's still pretty standard so far, guys. These are very basic builds you can do on a map like this. Whatever happened to the Sonic series, man?
Are
there any good Sonic
Heroes
games?
Was like the last game I played, and I was like, oh, this is not as good as Sonic Adventure, and like Sonic the Hedgehog for Game Boy Advance felt like the old Genesis ones, My favorite one is, I think, Sonic and Knuckles, or maybe Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Those two. I like
Sonic 2 is probably the best one. I don't think they make
to Metropolis.
You know what they need to do with that series? They need to stop making it 3D.
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, this is a side scroller. Like Mario is great 3D, but like Sonic, I'm like, the fact that he goes so fast kind of defeats the function.
Sonic Adventure 2, there's like a level where you jump out of a plane, and you like it feels like a Sonic game, because you're like running down a hill like on a snowboard, and you're like running through all these rings and stuff. That game felt great. It felt like very Sonic in 3D, but some of the other ones like Sonic Heroes, where you have like 3 characters at once for transition between. I'm like, I never
played
this.
Sonic Heroes.
Didn't really like it.
Well,
we're actually seeing
a lot of gates.
Yeah, a bunch of gates here.
Hello.
Maybe he goes Warp Prism. I thought he might do it earlier, but he didn't. I mean, 3 gates being added here with the Phoenixes to, like you said before, clear up the Overlord, so it's hard to scout. This is basically what Rain tried to do on this map in a lot of ways. The late third base and everything, it's almost identical.
Oh, well, here's the Robo Bay coming in here too. Okay, good call, Wolf. Yeah, Warp Prism coming up here. And I think he's going to have a very clear path to his opponent's base.
It's good for these spawning locations because it's not too far to fly.
This map's a little bit weirder though. Even if you wall off, let's say with force fields after you drop into the main, you wall off the ramp with the force fields, they're still going to have 2 hatches they're producing from, so it's not as likely to work. So normally we see Zealot harass on this map.
I think where it's going to be Zealots. 3 Zealots being warped in right now to drop into that Warp Prism to join the first one. And I guarantee they're being picked up as we speak right now. Overseer's going to come in here to try to find out what happens next. He keeps saying, he's like, okay, late third. I think I know what's going on here. Let's see if he pulls units on the main base.
Oh, God, that sucks. Solar is going to be more than prepared, I think, for an attack like this.
He keeps checking, too. He's like, oh, because you don't have a third base? He's picking off a lot of these workers with the Phoenixes, but...
Okay, he's dumping out the Zealots.
Yeah, and he knows they were coming,
just now finished.
He has, like, no response to this. He's making Hydras. That's going to be helpful
Seems to have a very weird rally point here. Link's just now leaving.
That's like, did he even notice? Maybe he was worried about the Phoenix attacking his drones. Maybe he didn't actually notice this happen.
All right, we hear the Hydras out now. The problem is the angle the Hydras are at is so good.
They just stop Micros' drones. Great control here. The Zealots prioritize the Hydras, and they can't fight the drones. And a few Hydras get picked off here, but the stop Micro, the control on the drones here for Solar is super.
Even the placement right now, the Zealots stuck behind the extractor for a little bit there.
He made this attack look like a bad idea.
I think now it's just up to Solar to make sure that Protoss doesn't get a third base, and I think he's fine.
Like look at the units he's got out here. He's got some Roaches and Hydras to keep denying a third base.
He tried to warp with a bunch of Zealots and actually got the Warp Prism out of the warping mode too quickly and had to cancel it, and then he just remade it now. Now he's making the robotic support bay. The thing is, this is pretty late. I mean, he's not going to have a lot of Colossi out to try to defend this attack. Yeah.
He's got a lot of chrono energy still unused, not using properly on his forge. I noticed he's got like 100 energy on one of his Nexi. These little things, it just shows it's really hard to multitask. You know, your drops, your Phoenixes, and your chrono boost while you're trying to make sure you get your Colossi out. I mean, his multitasking on his Phoenixes so far has been good. He's picked off a lot of drones. He's finding these isolated Hydralists. But I don't know if like getting a Hydra here and there is actually going to turn this game around for him. He still hasn't even started his Nexus. And if he loses this probe right now,
all right, he got to start the Nexus.
If he lost that probe, and Nexus gets delayed even further, that's horrible.
All right, the Phoenixes come in. White Bed and Overlord back out. As you can see, just the bare minimum here to defend.
I don't think he holds this base,
This attack is going to be too strong. I mean, once Zerg's on 4 bases, if Protoss is still on 2, it's really bad news.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Colossus out. The first Colossus is not going to have range either against 22 Roaches to support the Hydras. He's like considering attacking the main base because the Nexus is like
going up the ramp. Like
the Nexus is already canceled. He is so dead. I don't think there's anywhere Paralyze comes back from this. A few Zealot harassments going on here on the main base might help him out a bit to start, at least baby steps.
Yeah, definitely baby steps. All right, he picks up those 4 and backs up.
Solar is playing so great today.
Paralyze is looking very bad.
Well, it's funny because we're basically seeing 2 different ways to deal with the same problem. Like, what happened on this map with Rain is he committed too much to the drop at the top right when there were different spawning positions, and then like he got killed by Mutalisk. But in this case, Solar's taking a different approach. He's just taking the ground army, these ranged units, to actually stop the Nexus from going up, and it seems to be working quite well for him. And he's got the Spire to actually switch into Mutalisk later, should the game go longer. This is actually starting to be a bit of damage here.
Oh, this is going to be a really nice arc, though.
Oh, yeah.
Not too many more force fields left here, but then we should have a cancel.
He has to cancel it. There it is. And these pylons will go down as well, which will actually supply block. So, supply block paralyzed temporarily.
This is, to put it into perspective, guys, a maxed out Zerg against 115 supply Protoss. Protoss still can't even get a third Nexus to finish here. The drones right now, 73 drones to 56 probes. Once again, the Nexus starts. If Zerg shuts this down one more time, I think there's
changing his
literally no way to...
He's going to shut it down. He's going to do exactly that. Sees it. In fact, it's like he's waiting for it to finish. If you can see on the minimap, he's literally like, oh, I'm just going to kill it for realsies this time. No cancel for you. Look at this Micro with the Corruptors, too. He's just dancing around the Phoenixes. Right now, he's not waiting, actually. We're
going to have another cancel here.
Yeah, last second cancel. There it is. Doesn't even stick around to get the pylons. He knows he's done his job here, and he could switch to Mutalisk at any time. With the Corruptors out here to deal with a small amount of Phoenixes and the Colossi. Starting to bank up some gas. He's max, so he's going to have to lose some of his Roaches, I guess, before he can make any Mutas, but the game may not even get to that point. He's going to try to engage this. This time probably actually will engage the army instead of the Nexus, depending on the angle he gets.
All right, he's going to come up here and hit from the other side.
Just
More
so
force
many
fields coming
Roaches.
down now. The Hydra's still doing a lot of damage to the back. The Corruptor's coming down now and hitting that Colossus.
Yeah, the Colossus with really good micro, actually, trying to escape here. There's just so much DPS. Now, it looks like Paralyze may hold this fight, but it's just the bank here that's a problem.
Yeah, 16 Hydras, 8 Roaches on the way here. That's a scary thing.
But you know what? That was a nice hold. I think that was a bit overzealous by Solar to try to take that fight all the way. Even rallying some Overlord's a bit too far. Now he needs to make sure he gets his army all together. He killed the expensive Colossi, and with still no gases up at that third base. In fact, the Nexus isn't even complete. It's going to be a while before he can really get those
I'm wondering
back
if
up.
the next blow is going to be fatal here.
Could be.
We got 10 Roaches, 19 Hydras.
Oh, that's
don't even
dead
try
war
that,
prison.
Protoss. 10 more Lings, or 10 more pairs of Lings. More Roaches coming out now. He's about to max out again. Really just Stalkers here and 1 Colossus, defending for the time being.
Yeah, well, Void Ray's coming out. I mean, he's trying to manage the Corruptors a bit. The Corruptor count's not too high, but there's so many Hydras on the ground. The only thing really that you could argue Solar is missing with this is Vipers.
Dude, Solar is getting out of this group. Look at this play.
He's getting out of this group in first place.
He's making this look so easy. I mean, it really reflects a very deep understanding of the matchup because he's making this look so straightforward.
Yeah. I was going to try to pick off these Phoenixes maybe if he can. He wants to get an angle on the right side where he's not dealing with this wall with these cannons. And maybe he can even catch a reinforcing Colossus or two that come down from that ramp maybe. So he's just opening up all these possibilities. Forcing the Phoenixes back. All right, here we go. Roaches to actually attack on the left side, tank a little bit, while the main brunt of the army, the Hydras, come over here from the right side. Now he's picking those Colossi off one by one. They're not going to fight the Hydras. Notice he zones the army out so the Colossi hit the Roaches and not the Hydras. Then the Hydras come in, and that's going to be a finishing blow, like you said. It's going to be fatal.
That's going to be GG. I can't believe Solar is going to be the first one to get out of this group.
His confidence was well placed, I suppose.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Well, he was right about the Protosses. He's very good against the Protosses, making him dance. GTFO, he says.
Pretty lucky, I think, for him, he doesn't hit life in the winner's match.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's it. I mean, that last Colossus falls, and so do the chances of Paralyze getting out in first place. We'll have that consolation match at least to attempt his way out of here, but he's lost here. GG.
GG.
Wow.
Oh!
A little celebratory shrug here. This is the Solar people were looking for last season to beat Protosses. He didn't actually make it through. He did great in Pro League, not so well in GSL Code S, but this season, definitely Protoss Slayer over here.
Paralyze just completely outclassed, man.
Yeah.
Completely and totally outclassed.
I think that shows really the difference between Solar and Life in the matchup and just in general, like the difference between Rain and Paralyze is immense. Like
it really is.
And Life lost. I mean, I keep saying this, and I hate to be a downer on Life, but Life lost that game more than Paralyze won
I have not seen Life play so poorly in my entire career of casting him.
Yeah.
Wow. But we have a pretty crazy losers match then, guys. We're actually we're going to be going to Rain up against Life here for the losers match.
Hard to believe one of them is getting out, going down first.
One of these two players is going to be the first player to be eliminated from the GSL Code S. We're going to go to that match after the show.